Alright, we're on the 07 Yukon again. On the dash up here, it's cracked, and over by the airbag, and then the piece in the middle is also, or up by the windshield. But I bought a replacement piece for that, 50 bucks on eBay, or 55 or whatever it was. So I'm gonna rip this dash out, and then instead of paying $550 or whatever it was for the dash, I'm just gonna weld these up, and I'll show you how to do that when we get it out. I'm not gonna film the whole thing pulling it out, but we will have to pull this radio out, the trim out. This is all just pushed in, so I'll just pop this all out. Bolts under here, I'll let you know what size they are or whatever. And if I get to a difficult part, which I'm sure I will, I'll record that. And once it's out, we'll put it on a table and go from there. Be back in an hour, I'm sure. It's about 30 minutes in. So on this 07 Yukon, you have 10mm bolts that hold the handle on. And then over here they have a 7. And around the sides are 7. These are all 7s. You gotta disconnect your radio, your heater control, and your power outlets. And then this lower half stays in place, so that's okay, I guess. And there's 3 here, all 7s. So I'm just gonna, oh, and then on the bottom to get this plate off, there is Phillips. So I'll just pause in here so you can kind of see where we're at. About 30 minutes in. We'll see how far we go. So there was a bunch of Phillips, and there was a pull out for this one, but then they hide this 10mm on your brake release. So good job. What a trick. So this trim all pops out all the way across and on the other little pocket side. But then there's one bolt that holds the dash here, and there's multiple bolts on the side. And there's a few here, as you can see, all 7mm. There's one in the back here, as you can see. Hidden one, these ones are not. And then one disconnect for whatever button was up there with that. Everything else just falls out pretty much. So I think I'm pretty loose. I gotta see if I got any more underneath the dash, and then hopefully this thing will be out. Alright. Quick update. So you gotta rip out your instrument cluster. So there are 2 bolts down here underneath the instrument cluster. Then behind the instrument cluster is that one. And also, instead of just putting Phillips or the 7mm like the other 45 that they did, they put 2 T15s. Awesome. But I think we're pretty much loose, ready to go. I'll pull it out and put it on the bench. So to say the least, that was a nightmare. Not sure what time it is. There's 4 bolts in the back, 10mm, and then all the disconnects, electrical. I think 3 over here, 2 or 3 on that side. But it's just too fragile to try to do all this work. But yeah, I wish I wouldn't have wasted my day doing this. But we're gonna go ahead and stitch it back up, glue it back up, slap it back in, and maybe I'll be happier when we get it in. We'll see. It's kind of not the friendliest thing in the world. Alright, so the dash is out, and I already did the repair. Basically, you have this tool here, and these little staples, and you weld them into the spots. And then I put some of this JB weld plastic on top. But this is what you end up with, these little zigzags. And you have to see, then these things stick out. You see that, and then you just cut them with some dikes. And that's it. So we'll go ahead and let this dry. And then we attempt to put this back piece. This piece I didn't repair, I just went and buy another one, 50 bucks, but I wasn't gonna spend $500-800 for this. I probably would never do that again unless I really liked the person, because it was a bastard to do. And we're not even done. So the new upper dash piece came with the new clips to retain it in this little bag, but it did not come with this seal, so you have to take it off your old one or put it on the new one. And then we'll just screw on the little sensor for the light. Alright, so this is almost done drying. This was the JB weld that I used just to add it. So we'll see how it works out. So it's 5:30 now. Dash is all put back together. I started about 12. You know, had to wait 30 minutes for that glue to dry. But it's back in there. I guess it's alright. It's not perfect, of course. Is it better than when we started? Sure. Anyway, so yeah, so it took about 5 hours. Now, if you didn't have to repair it, you was just swapping it, that'd be, you know, probably an hour less. But yeah, so that's that. 07 Yukon. A lot of them are all cracked up like that. This one's a little bit repaired. You can still see some of the crack in it. It's better than what it was.